Morning. I actually got my first two questions over the weekend via social media, so I'm going to be answering those questions instead of going into my own topic, although I'm happy to present on different topics in the future. So just let me know if that would be useful for y'all. But since I did get those two questions via social media, which you can find me on Instagram at Jenny Ann Helms, or you can message me on Facebook. That's another great way to ask a question. Or during the live videos, we actually have this feature where you can ask questions at the bottom. So feel free to do that as well. Any of those segments work. Hello, I see that there's a viewer, and I just wanted to shout out to you. So the first question that I got via Instagram this weekend was, what do you do when somebody thinks that you're being selfish when you're practicing self-care? And the first thing I would think is, where is this person coming from? Like, what's their state of mind? What's their understanding of self-care? Because there's definitely a difference between being selfish in the bad sense and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves and filling our own cups first before we pour and give into others. I would argue that this person probably doesn't understand the importance of self-care for themselves. And honestly, even when we make positive changes in our lives, we're going to have people that are rooting against us, or maybe just they don't know the truths that we've learned, and they're not going to see our perspective. And so, when I talk about boundaries with people, I prepare them that people are not going to love you setting boundaries. At first, typically, even if they're healthy, good things, they're going to push against them. The same thing applies for if you used to be more of a giver and you're starting to take more time for self-care. People are not going to applaud that or love that at first. And so it's really important to know that when we make these healthy changes, we have to do so knowing that people are not always going to applaud us for that, and have a strong enough sense of ourselves to say, I know that this is healthy for me and the right path for me, so I'm going to do this regardless. And have empathy for that person, because they probably just don't know that you're doing something healthy yet. Again, they probably just haven't come to those truths for themselves, probably need to do some of their own therapy work and understanding the importance of self-care. And I remember at first for me, it felt very selfish too. So honestly, my biggest enemy was myself, was going against my own voices in my head saying, it's selfish for you to take time for yourself and not always be giving to other people. But I've learned over time that the more that I pour into myself, the better that I am at giving to other people. And the more I'm able to do that long term without going through burnout, depression, or acting out in other ways. So for me, it's the healthiest thing that I can do for other people to ensure that I'm taking care of myself. Because if I don't, those bouts of me giving are super short-lived. So essentially, my answer to that is honor your truth. Know that there's going to be haters along the way. There's going to be people that challenge you in that. And know that self-care is super important for all of us, and finding that balance. Again, I think it's usually what's going on between the ears that can be our biggest enemy when it comes to becoming healthier, more so than other people. So I hope you guys have an awesome Monday. I will tune in tomorrow with some other questions that I'm getting via Instagram and Messenger. So feel free to shoot me a question if you have one. And yeah, happy Monday. I hope you guys enjoy some coffee today and give yourself some self-care.